Good morning, everyone. I want to introduce the OpenAI Agent SDK hands-off function. In order to do that, let's build up a real use case agent to handle the Google review. Imagine yourself as a business owner and you want to handle different type of reviews from your Google Map. Whether it's a good review, good review will give some feedback, bad review, it may trigger or escalate to some different kind of service or something. So let's see how to do it. In order to get this review, you need a Google Business Owner account. That's API. But that's not the topic of this today's video. Um, I want to focus on each one of the reviews, how to handle that using agent. So I'm building up an agent here. This agent has two things. Uh, One is the general review agent, another one is escalation review agent. Let's take a look from the parent agent. So review process agent, your helpful assistant that help business owner to respond the review from Google Map based on different type of response. If customers are happy, we're gonna trigger the general review agent. If not, we're gonna trigger the escalation review agent. Look at here, the hands-off function. We're passing two different agent here. This parent agent will based on the review content hands off to a different agent. It's a routing. It's basically route to the different agent thing. Let's take a look at the general review agent. General review agent is something that's very simple. I'd say based on the customer review, general applied, and professional response, and use the tool. In the real case scenario, this right response tool will connect to your Google owner API and leave the real response from there. In this case, I'll just point out for the presentation purpose. And then for the escalation, same thing. I'm passing using the same tool here, but I'm saying, hey, your professional applied, write a professional and applied response based on the customer review, and try to comfort the customer and ask them to contact the business owner, something like that. And yeah, that's the very, very basic usage of hands-off. Pass the different agent to this hands-off part. So you can route to different agent. Let's take a run first. My first input data, ramen was really good. I'll come back again. Let's take a run. I'm getting the response. Thank you so much for a wonderful feedback. We're thrilled to hear you. Enjoy your meal, something like that. And then imagine every single time your response is different because of this is generated by LLM. It's not generated by the machine. So that's another good point. And then let's look at the trace together. So in the trace, you can see this is a very important part. Let's go through this first, and I'll say the important part. So there is a response, hey, Ramiro is really good, and then it's triggering the hands-off function, hands-off give to another one, which give to another agent called the general review agent. From here, with general review agent, we're getting the input as Ramiro was really good. I'll come back again. They'll trigger the tool, writing this tool, and give the response. The thing I want to mention and address is that look at this hierarchy. Those two agents, okay, they're not under they're in the same level, which means general review agent is not a child agent of this one. So basically it's like, hey, I'm processing some data, I hands off everything to another agent, invocate another agent call. So it's not a part of this review agent, review process agent. This is very important to understand that. Let's take deeper look to this hands-off thing. Very similar function that I have, but the only thing is I want to mention that when you pass the hands-off here, you can actually customize or define your own hands-off object. So I'm creating a hands-off object and passing to this hands-off. So what it does is take a couple of things. I'll go through this one by one. Agent is taking the old agent that you have. In this case, is our escalation agent. Mm, uh, as you can see here, that's the same as what we have before. on hands off, what happens when on hands off get triggered? So in this case, in a real case scenario, what you can do is, hey, you can send out an email, send out a text message to your owner. You get a bad review or something like that. You can customize this yourself. There's a lot of potential things in here, right? This tool name override. This is a very confusing term. What is tool name? There's no tool involved here. This tool means what? You are overriding the way to hands off from your parent agent to this. I know I'm saying the parent agent, but it's not a parent-child agency. From your general response agent to this escalation agent. So you are overriding the name to that. If you don't do that, AOL when review response agent sees the command, right? It's gonna do transfer to escalation agent. But in this case, we want to do be more, specific and professional. Say on escalation review agent. Sorry, escalate to bad review process. You will see from the trace later. I'm saying, hey, escalation got revoked. I'm gonna call this one as escalate to something something. As also we can override this description. Basically, this tool, instead of calling it tool, consider changing the tool to hands-off agent, like hands-off agent name override, hands-off agent description override. This will make everything more clear. Also, you can have the input tab. There's output tab I've already talked about in output struct output. In this, I'm passing a pandemic model and what is the reason to trigger the escalation. And also this input filter. This is a very important part. Um, OpenAI gives you some default one. Remove all the tools. Let's take a look here. So basically, it can filter out all the tool items, file search, and the web search, etc. You can actually create your own tools. In this case, input filter. Imagine you have a lot of conversation, a lot of tool call from your previous agent, the parent agent, quote unquote, and then you don't want to pass the entire thing to the next agent. That's hallucinating the your hands off agent, right? And you can't call some of the tools. In order to construct this function, just to remember, your input is a hands of input data, and your output is another hands of input data. That's it. This is a predefined function, but you can definitely have your own function. Let's take a run for this one as well. In this case, you see, hey, as escalation agent called with a reason. This is the reason, something like that. In our case, hey, we're gonna send out an email to the team, to the owner, or something, something. And then thank you for your time for sharing your feedback with me. We sincerely apologize, blah blah blah. And then let's take a look at the trees here. The structure is the same, but you can see something different. Escalate to back review process. Uh, Again, similar here. This is gonna trigger this one, and this. Well, it's gonna call another tool. This tool this time is not called transfer to something something, but it's called escalate to back review process. That's how it works when you override that, and also with the description that okay, you're not seeing that here. A similar thing with the response and the context response. Yeah, that's about that. I hope this is a very thorough explanation for the hands-off, and hopefully this is useful. Thank you, guys.